Hello friends, in this video I'll show you how to make a depend drop-down list in Excel. Like and subscribe, support the channel. Let's get started. We have learned how to create regular drop-down lists. This topic has been considered in detail in this video. Now let's look at the situation where the contents of one list are formed depending on what is selected in the next one. Consider the following task. Suppose we have such a list of countries and cities in these cells, and we need two green and blue cells to create two drop-down lists. In the first cell, there will be a choice of countries, the USA, Canada, and Germany, and in the second one, those cities that are located in the selected country should drop out. That is, the USA was selected in the first cell, then the cities belonging to the USA were selected in the second. Canada was selected in the first, the cities of Canada in the second, and so on. Let's start with the simplest way. This is the use of named range and the indirect function. We create a drop-down list in the green cell in a standard way, select this cell, go to the Data tab and click the Data Validation button in the Data Tools group. In the window that opens, select the list from the Allow drop-down list, and as a source, we must specify the cells in which the countries are indicated, and therefore select the range from C8 to E8. It can be either a row or a column, it doesn't matter, and click OK. Now we have a drop-down list with the countries USA, Canada, and Germany in the green cell. Great, and now we need cities related to the USA to appear in the blue cell. To implement this, we need to assign names to ranges of cells with names of cities, that is, turn them into named ranges. The easiest way to do this is to select cells. Let's select cells with countries belonging to the United States, and here in the upper left corner, where the cell address is usually indicated, enter the name of the range. In our case, it will be the word USA. And the most important thing is to press enter at the end. We repeat the same with the other two columns. We highlight the cities of Canada and give a name to this range, and also with the cities of Germany. So the range have been named, select the blue cell and now select data validation again. And then select the list type. And if we just specify a green cell with a list of countries as the source, as last time, we will not succeed. That is, Excel will not understand the contents of the green cell as an address, but will understand it as text. In order for Excel to understand that, it's necessary to take this word from cell C4, but to perceive it as the address of the range, you need to use a function called indirect. This is a very simple function. It has only one argument. Excel turns what is specified as this argument into a link. That is, the contents of cell C4, the word USA Excel will turn into a link and refer to the USA range. That is, it will take all cells from this named range with that name. Click OK. We check how everything works. All cities related to the USA have appeared. Great. And if we change the country in the green cell to Canada, then Canadian cities have now appeared in the blue cell, which is Germany, and everything turned out great. This is the easiest way to implement such dependent drop-down lists. The second way to create dependent drop-down lists is an addition to the first. That is, if new entries may be added to your lists in the future, the chances of this is very high. Then it would be better to use data tables for this task. These are cells reduced in range that increase in size when new data is added and have been discussed in great detail in this video. There will also be a link in the description. So at the beginning we also create a standard drop-down list. We select the green cell, the data tab, data validation, select list in the allow drop-down list, and as a source select this range from J3 to J5. Prepare it in advance, and in the green cell the usual drop-down list appeared. Now let's turn these three columns into three data tables. To do this, select any cell in column C and click the Format as Table button on the Home tab. The appearance of the table is not important, you can choose absolutely anyone. In the window that opens, you can also not change anything. Excel itself recognizes the size of the table, and the My Table Has Headers checkbox indicates that the first row, that is, the word USA Excel, will be perceived as the column name. Click OK. We repeat it 2 more times. Okay, now we have 3 data tables with cities in the USA, Canada, and Germany. By default, the names of these tables are likely to be Table 1, Table 2, and Table 3. These names are not suitable for us, we change them to the names of countries. To do this, select any cell in the data table, and on the Table Design tab that appears, change the name of the table in the upper left corner. Table 1 will be renamed to USA, the second table will be called Canada, and the third, of course, Germany. And then we proceed as in the first method, that is, select the blue cell, open the Data tab, Data Validation, and in the window that opens, choose List and use the link to cell C4 as the source. But in order for Excel to perceive the contents of this cell not as text, but as an address, that is the name of the data table, we use the indirect function once again. Click OK. So let's check how it works. If the USA is selected in the green cell, then in the blue we see cities from the USA. If Germany is selected in the first, then in the second we see Berlin, Frankfurt, and so on. And if you need to add a new entry, for example, add several cities, and now if you select the USA in the green cell, then Miami and Boston are added to the end of the list. That's the universal way. Now you know a little more. Thanks for watching.